Hello everyone, this is Garrett and this is Barbie and the Three Musketeers. This is one of those games made by WayForward where I honestly, I've had this game for years and I just didn't know what to do with it because it sort of just looks too good. But at the same time, it doesn't really look that good, so I sort of just put it off for more interesting things, but right now I just feel like playing this game. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. Barbie and the Three Musketeers. It's based on a movie with the same name. And we're just gonna start our adventure, really. If I press the right button. It says A to begin, but that's A on the keyboard. And if I just keep repeatedly pressing the same button, eventually I will press the right one. And let's do some story. Most of the cutscenes are just ripped straight out of the movie. With different music, fortunately, because the music in the movie is not very good.
Long ago, in the province of Gascony, France, there was a young girl named Corinne. She lived on a farm with her mother Marie and her kitten Miette, all three of whom helped with the chores and farming. Although she didn't mind doing chores, Corinne's heart was in adventuring. She dreamed of a day when she could travel to Paris and become a musketeer, like her father before her, performing brave deeds and protecting the royal family.
And there you go.
Oh, Mother, I'm so excited. One more day and then it's off to Paris to be a brave musketeer, just like my father.
I know you're excited, and I'm so proud of you, Corinne. But before you go, could you please clear out the barn? There are some little mice in there. You can help too, Miette.
Meow.
Meow.
Of course, Mother. I won't let you down.
And while the cat says meow, it fortunately has the ability to speak.
Ooh, a coin. I'll bet there's somewhere I can spend this.
There are 100 coins hidden in each level. Collect as many as you can, but don't worry if you miss some. We can revisit each level later on with your friends to collect any that are still hidden.
And I hope you like that voice, because oh man, it's there.
A villain appears.
Swipe at him with your sword by pressing the control button.
En garde, Monsieur Scarecrow.
And sadly, I'm playing with the gamepad, so all the little prompts are very unhelpful, but just like at the start of the movie, you fight a scarecrow, which in this game magically appears from the floor. But we murder it with our swords.
Look, Miette. A secret passage just about your size. I wonder what's inside.
I'm not afraid. I'll go in and find out. To call me, press the N button. Press the arrow keys to make me run left or right. I can swipe with my paw if you press the control button. To call me back, just press the N button again.
Natural dialogue from a speaking cat. But yeah, there's a bunch of money. And
Look,
geez,
Corinne,
there's so much
I'm
dialogue.
Scare it away with your sword by pressing the control button.
And just like in real life, we kill mice with our giant two swords that we carry around everywhere. And that just about sums up all of Barbie's abilities except for...
How will I get across here?
You're really great at climbing, Corinne. When a pit is too wide to jump across, sometimes you can climb across on the ceiling. To drop down from the ceiling, press down or press the jump button.
And there you go. It's nice that the cat has to remind me that I am capable of holding on to the ceiling. But what are you gonna do? The money, I think, is only
I bet you
really
can
good
climb
for
across
buying
this spot, Corinne.
costumes, which is definitely something we're gonna do, because if we don't look good on our adventure, then we've pretty much failed already, really. And this is a thing we can't interact with, which is unfortunate. That's for later. But for now, we're a cat, we're just gonna get money. Cats can get mice as well. They're actually considerably worse at doing anything compared to Barbie, but hey, it's fine. And we can actually take damage as well if we get hit by the mice, but fortunately,
I bet you can climb across this spot, Corinne.
fortunately we've got nothing to worry about. And I hope you like the line, hey, I think you can climb across this spot, because The cat loves it. It loves that line so much. It's probably the most prominent line in the entire game. And it is said pretty much every time there's a place where you can hold on to the ceiling, so do hope you enjoy it. Because otherwise, that would be very unfortunate. Another scarecrow. And more pain. So a rather unfortunate thing about this game is that it's a WayForward game, which means there's no volume control for some reason. I don't know why, but they never have that in their games, and it kind of makes the music a lot louder than any of the dialogue, but hey, what are you gonna do? We're just gonna have to pretend that we hear the very enthralling story. And I'm pretty sure the +5 just means health, because there is a health bar at the top left of the screen, but you you don't really lose that much health by anything, really. Like, everything that deals damage deals about the same amount of damage for as far as I can tell. And yeah, none of it's very scary.
Great. You did a great job taking care of the barn. On to our next adventure.
Hey, I helped.
And it's unfortunate, really, because if the horse was just a little bit louder, his Sean Connery voice would have
Looks like
really
our
helped.
path is blocked here. Not a problem though. I can break through with the swing of my broomstick.
I can break through with my paws too.
You know, she says broomstick. I can't help but say that these do not look like broomsticks. But, you know, maybe in Corinne or Barbie's Little Adventure World, that is just what a broomstick looks like. Maybe in the movie they use these as broomsticks and are confused about how nothing ever gets clean and instead
Hey,
just get stabbed.
I bet you could climb across this spot, Corinne.
And I bet I can climb across this spot, Corinne. Because otherwise, I just don't know what I would do. So there's a door here. Can't really interact with it right now. There's a button here though, which I can't press. I think I actually, later on, we actually get some different characters with different abilities and stuff as well, which is pretty neat, but sadly we don't have those yet, which, hey, bat. Also makes me a bit uncertain if I'm going to get everything in the game, because it would basically require me to play through the entire game twice, but hey, we'll see. I think I missed some bunch of stuff there, and it doesn't look like I can go back anymore, but I hope people don't mind that I've lost some of the coins.
I bet you could climb across
And
this
I
spot,
bet
Corinne.
I could climb across that spot. I bet I could. But it would be great if I was reminded every single time I had the possibility to do so. Doesn't look like I can go back there anymore. That's unfortunate, but hey. We can revisit any level at any point in time we want, so all's good. And then we're just gonna revisit it with our friends, and we're gonna buy the finest outfits and look better than ever before. But for now, we're just gonna have to make sure we can get as much as possible. Can I get that? Meow. I'm glad they recorded several different meows for the cat to say whenever the cat comes out, though, but, you know, Miette is a special character, needs as much dialogue as possible.
Across this spot, Corinne.
I'm pretty sure that she also deals as much damage as Barbie, which is pretty impressive. Oh, and the cat can press these buttons, which kind of mean. Kind of wish Barbie could press buttons as well, because her range is better, but oh well. What are you gonna do? Not really sure why the buttons aren't different colors then, if the cat can just press them anyway, but maybe Barbie can actually press this one if she was the size of a small kitten. If only. But I'm afraid that's just not the case. Oh well, we'll just keep going to the right. It seems going to the right is a pretty good strategy of making sure we don't get lost in this maze-like barn. This is a pretty big barn we have to clean as well. And somehow our horse manages to get to the end way before us every single time. I'm not really sure how it's that good at navigating this monstrously large barn, but hey, Alt, more like B. And that, this is what happens when you fall in the pit. My health goes down slightly, and that's about it. But fortunately, like any real human being, we can get our health back by just killing mice. And that is how we roll. Also, Miette is strong enough to destroy rocks with her paw, because, yeah, cats and stuff. Cats are pretty strong, so it wouldn't surprise me if they can destroy entire boulders with their bare paws, but yeah, it still makes me feel that Miette is one of the special ones. These scarecrows are pretty cool as well, because you have to hit them 4 times, but while they're moving, you can't hit them, so you'll be swinging your swords like crazy. Or your broomsticks, I mean. And, yeah, the Scarecrow will be like, what are you doing? And that's just something we're gonna have to live with. And another 5 coins for us. So, we actually need to go back to the menu if we want to buy anything, which I might do later, because you can buy different outfits for your characters, and, you know, it's a Barbie game. We gotta make sure we dress up, otherwise we're not playing it properly. I went straight through that Scarecrow. But again, Barbie has mystical powers, and no one should question the ability that Barbie was born with, or Corinne. Can't go back through the Scarecrow anymore, unfortunately, but hey. We're just gonna pretend that
Hey, I bet you
we
can
can go across this spot, Corinne, because it'll make us progress in the direction where we want to go.
Hey,
I guess
bet
if you
can
run
go across
entirely
this
out of
spot,
health, those
Corinne.
hearts indicate your lives, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be pretty impressive to actually run out of all of your health in this game, because it just keeps going back up again. It doesn't look like we're gonna be losing all of our health anytime soon, but hey. We have coins, we got hearts, and we got even more hearts. Kinda wish we could look down so I could see what's down here, but we're just gonna have to use our cat-like powers and jump down. I guess I could just use the cat to jump down places to see if it's dangerous, but of course, I could just blindly fling my body downstairs and hope that there isn't a demon rat trying to eat me alive. Because, you know, that could happen. It's unfortunate when it does, but it's pretty common in a barn this caliber. I mean, we've already gone through, I think it says, yeah, we're on the 3rd level of this barn. And there's just rats and scarecrows everywhere, and they're all just popping up trying to scare little Corinne and her little cat. But no, that's just the life Barbie has to lead. I'm gonna stand over here, because I have played some of this game before and it amused me when I did this, because it looks really silly.
I bet you could climb across this spot, Corinne.
I don't even know what spot she's talking about, but apparently I can climb across it. There's not really anything to climb here, but sure, we can. If as long as we believe in the power of Barbie, we can do anything we want, including climbing whatever she's talking about, and that's good. Yes. But it's also a lot more important that I just get every coin, because if I'm not rich by the end of this game, then we can never be Musketeers. The story of the movie is pretty good as well, although granted I kind of just skimmed it because I couldn't really be bothered to watch the entire thing, but it pretty much seems to be like, it just goes, I'm Barbie, and oh, I kind of feel like being one of the royal king's guards. Let's do that. And so she goes to the king, and all is well.
Now, you're sure you packed everything?
Everything I need. I can't wait to arrive in Paris.
There's one more thing. Take this letter and deliver it to Monsieur Treville. He is the captain of the Musketeers and was a good friend of your father's. He will watch out for you.
Thank you, Mother.
Be brave. And remember what your father taught you. True courage
Is pursuing your dream. Even when everyone else says it's impossible. I will. I promise.
Miette, look out for her.
Musketeers always stick together.
Yeah.
Off to Paris. And my new life as a musketeer.
Oh yeah, I guess her father is friend of the Musketeers. That's how you get in there. Also, I'm pretty sure all the dialogue...
We have a long journey ahead of us,
I'll
Miette.
let Barbie
We
speak.
better get going.
I'm ready for adventure. Let's go.
Miette's voice reminds me of Shiver from The Magic of Pegasus. Also, another thing Barbie likes to do is cartwheels, which is extremely prominent in the movie. It's almost worth to watch it just for that, because she just keeps doing them just everywhere, because you never know when the Musketeer needs to be able to do cartwheels. But yeah, the dialogue I'm pretty sure is just taken straight from the movie,
I bet you could climb
which
across
is why
this
it
spot,
sometimes
Corinne.
just sounds really weird and cut off, because in the movie the character would interrupt the other character, and they don't seem to really have two characters speaking at the same time in this game, so they just cut off one character's dialogue and make the other speak instead. And it sounds a bit strange, really. But, oh well, it's not really something we need to worry about. Instead, we have made it through the barn, and while there was a cutscene that played that showed that we traversed through quite a large part of the forest, it apparently wasn't quite enough because we pretty much just started off at a new part of forest. But I guess if the barn takes us that long to go through, then a forest might as well take a few days as well. Now from this point
I
on...
bet you could climb across this box there.
Thanks, Mia. Like, from this point on, the game just turns into this giant maze. Because in the first couple of, well, the barn levels, really, you just go right. And that's the level. But from now on, it's just, you have to go left, right, up, down. There's little elevators. And they made sure that the elevators stay in the same sequence at all times. Which means if I do this, it'll try to go up. And then it takes for the exact same amount of time to go down again as it would normally. So you're just stuck there waiting for a few days until you can finally move the elevator again. It's great. It's good. But oh well. It's just one of those things we're gonna have to live with because, hey, it's a game. Can't really change the mechanics halfway through. And if you could, it would be kind of an interesting Barbie game, but not quite what the developers had in mind for this one. At least the sparkles give me a general idea of where I'm supposed to go, I guess. And it gives you like nice things to do, like being able to climb from a little elevator to the next ceiling-like area. And it's kind of cool that they did this, actually. There's not really a lot of games where you can climb the bottom of an elevator like that and actually ride it up, which, you know, points for Barbie. Very well done, WayForward, and making this game have as many redeeming features as you could possibly give it. It's kind of unfortunate I can't really look down. So, well, I can barely see where I'm gonna land, I guess. So, it makes it possible to get those extra coins. I think I might go to the main menu in a second, just maybe after this level. We're gonna go do some clothes shopping, because it is very important that we look our finest as we go through this adventure. Ah, it's a good thing I have infinite cats, so I can just get my cat back like that. It would be great if that actually just worked in real life. Like, if your cat was lost, you just press a button and boom, it teleports right into your pocket, and you can just take your cat out again whenever you want. But unfortunately, life does not give us the power of teleporting pocket kittens. Maybe one day, but not this day. Until then, we're just gonna have to climb forests. I guess when our lives give us forests like these with infinitely high trees to climb using the magical elevators that go up and down, using the power of the forest, I guess. I don't know. Well, maybe then we'll get teleporting pocket kittens, but until then, we're just gonna have to settle with regular, non-teleporting, regular cats. I could go there. I'm not going there yet, though. I want to see what's over here. Because while I have played this game before, it was quite a few years ago. And at that point, I was like, I'm not sure if I should record this. Because, I don't know, this game is a bit odd to me. Because it seems not really like a Barbie game, I guess. It just seems like any old game that just happens to have a Barbie-like character in it. And was also one of the first platformer games that WayForward made, which is a bit noticeable, I guess. The controls are a little bit clunky here and there, and some of the animation looks a bit weird when you get some of the different clothes, which is more obvious later on, but what are you gonna do? Not really sure why there's blue sparkles here, but oh well. I don't think I can go back from there. And the elevator wasn't on screen, so I just fell. Much sadness. But again, one of those things we're just gonna have to live with. I think I can just jump to that, yeah. And instead, we're just gonna make our way back up again. Make our way through the lands of the forest. At least, another good thing about WayForward games is that while you can't change the volume of the music, it is generally really good music. And in this case, it's no exception. The music in this game is just really nice. And compared to the music of the movie, it is considerably better because there's a bunch of cutscenes which are just taken straight from the movie, but it actually has the music from the game itself rather than the music from the movie, which is kind of nice because most of the music from the movie just kind of sounds like 90s pop music, which, while very inspirational, it doesn't really. It's bad. It's just really bad, and it's kind of nice that they decided not to. They decided not to do that, and instead they just made their own little soundtrack to their own little game, and it all worked out in the end. Okay, pretty much at the end of the level here, which is nice because it means we can go clothes shopping, which is the main goal of any Barbie game, as you might well know. Anyone who's seen any video on this YouTube channel will know that I do like to dress up my Barbie. And, you know, when given the opportunity, you might as well take the chance and look as good as you can. Unfortunately, the clothes in this game are kind of expensive, and most of them are just the same clothing, but in a different color. But hey, there's a couple things which hopefully will amaze all the viewers out there who are looking for a game where you get to be a musketeer and also Barbie at the same time. And want to dress up their Barbie while musketeering along. I don't think I can go there. Oh, I actually landed on the elevator. I am a god. Okay. Let's go. Come on, elevator. You can do it. You can. Come on. There you go. It's great that they tried to make them all just like all the elevators synced up to each other all the time, but at the same time, it makes it take so long, and it's so sad when it does.